There's a quiet conversation many of us have with ourselves as we get older, one that often takes place in the silent moments after a shower in front of a mirror. It's a moment of questioning, of subtle self-consciousness. You've just bathed, you've used your favorite soap, you've wrapped yourself in a clean towel, and yet there's a faint, lingering scent that seems to cling like a shadow. It's not a matter of being unclean, not in the way we typically think. It's something more elusive, a whisper of a smell that soap and water can't seem to silence. Have you ever experienced this? This subtle, persistent scent that can undermine your confidence and make you feel a little less like yourself. This is not a pleasant topic, but it is a profoundly important one. It touches upon our sense of self, our dignity, and our comfort in our own skin. As we journey through life, our bodies become a living map of our experiences, and they change in ways both seen and unseen. Our skin, the largest organ we possess, alters its chemistry. The oils it produces are different from those of our youth. Our patterns of perspiration shift, and, in a quiet twist of biology, our own sense of smell often softens, becoming less sharp than it once was. This combination creates a perfect storm where odors can develop in places we have spent a lifetime overlooking, areas that were never a problem before. The surprising truth is that the source of this persistent odor is rarely a lack of general hygiene. It's almost always found in the forgotten corners, the hidden nooks and crannies of our bodies that most of us, even the most meticulous, simply don't think to clean with intention. This conversation isn't about shame or embarrassment. It is about empowerment through awareness. It is about shedding light on simple, gentle habits that can make a monumental difference in how fresh you feel, not just for an hour after your shower, but throughout the entire day. When you learn to care for these overlooked spots, you are doing so much more than preventing an odor. You are actively protecting the health of your skin, enhancing your physical comfort, and safeguarding your confidence in social situations. It's about the freedom to give a grandchild a close hug without a flicker of worry, the assurance to sit next to a friend at church or a community event, and the simple, profound peace of feeling completely at ease in your own body. Sometimes, the smallest adjustments to a daily routine can trigger the largest upswings in our self-assurance. Today, we are going to embark on a detailed exploration of 5 specific areas that an estimated 99% of people, yes, even the most diligent among us, often miss during their bathing routine. These hidden zones are frequently the true culprits behind that stubborn smell that just won't seem to fade. Some of these may seem obvious in hindsight, while others might genuinely surprise you. One in particular is so universally ignored that most people never consider it until it's explicitly pointed out. So, I invite you to stay with me, because understanding these spots is the first step toward reclaiming a sense of complete and total freshness, a feeling you absolutely deserve. The first area we need to bring into the light is a place that bears the weight of our posture and connects our mind to our body. The back of the neck. It seems so exposed, so easy to clean, yet it is a master of collecting residue. Think about your day. Sweat naturally gathers there, especially during warmer months or moments of exertion. The natural oils from your scalp and skin migrate downwards, but it doesn't stop there. We add layers of sunscreen, a crucial habit for skin health, which can leave a water-resistant film. Hair products, from sprays to conditioners, can drip and settle there. Even the simple friction from the collar of a shirt, a blouse, or a warm scarf can trap this mixture against the skin, creating a sticky, almost imperceptible film that becomes a feast for odor-causing bacteria. Because this area is just below the hairline, any buildup has a direct impact on our clothing and environment. It can transfer to the collars of your favorite shirts, to your scarves, and even to your pillowcases, leaving them smelling stale and musty even after a thorough wash. For older adults, this can become more pronounced. Physiological changes can alter oil production, and sometimes reduced mobility or a slower pace means that sweat and debris have more time to settle and linger. Men who have short hair or are balding might notice this issue sooner, as there's less hair to absorb the scalp's oils, leading to more direct skin contact with collars. Conversely, women with longer hair might not realize a problem exists at all, as the area is physically hidden from view. I am reminded of a wonderful woman I knew, Margaret, a 76-year-old retired librarian from Boston who cherished her collection of crisp, light-colored blouses and silk scarves. She was perplexed by the faint, yellowish stains that kept appearing at the top of her collars, a problem she'd never had before. She washed her clothes meticulously, but the discoloration and a very faint, almost starchy smell would return. It was only when her daughter gently suggested paying more attention to the back of her neck in the shower that the mystery was solved. Margaret began to gently scrub the area each evening, from her hairline down to her shoulders, paying special attention to the natural folds where her neck bent. The change was almost immediate. Not only did the stains on her collars vanish, but she described feeling a cleaner breeze around her, a sense of freshness that she carried with her throughout the day. To properly care for this area, the approach is one of gentleness and consistency. Using a warm, soapy washcloth, gently scrub in circular motions from the base of your hairline down to where your neck meets your shoulders. Don't press hard. The goal is to lift the film, not to irritate the skin. Rinse the area thoroughly, letting the clean water run over it for a few extra seconds. Finally, pat it completely dry. This small, mindful habit is a powerful first step. It prevents odor, keeps your clothes and linens cleaner for longer, and provides a foundational boost of freshness you can feel from the moment you put on a clean shirt. That is the first secret, a true cornerstone of feeling clean. If you found this initial insight helpful and can see how it might apply to your own routine, I'd love to know. Please take a moment to comment with the number 1 below. It's a simple way to let me know you're here and finding value in our conversation. Next, we move to a part of the body that is quite literally central, yet so often forgotten, the belly button. Whether it's an innie or an outie, the navel is one of the most neglected spots in personal hygiene, and for those with deeper navels, it can become a hidden reservoir of potent odor. This small recessed area is a natural trap. Throughout the day, it collects an invisible cocktail of sweat, natural body oils, dead skin cells, and even microscopic lint fibers from your clothing. Over time, this mixture can congeal into a waxy, dense buildup, sometimes referred to by dermatologists as an omphalolith, or navel stone in extreme cases. This damp, dark, and warm environment is the perfect breeding ground for bacteria and yeast to flourish. The resulting smell can be surprisingly strong, ranging from musty and earthy to sour and sharp. Because it's such a small and unassuming area, most people believe that the cascade of soapy water in the shower is enough to rinse it out. But for a deep navel, that's like trying to clean a bottle by just pouring water over the outside. Without direct, intentional cleansing, the residue often remains, continuing to cultivate microorganisms. As we age, a couple of factors can exacerbate this issue. Reduced flexibility can make it physically more challenging to bend and twist to see or reach the area properly. Furthermore, changes in body composition or weight gain can deepen the navel, making it an even more effective trap. I once had a conversation with a gentleman named Harold, an 80-year-old veteran living in San Diego. Harold was a man of immense pride and discipline, meticulous about his personal appearance. He showered daily, ironed his shirts, and kept his home immaculate. Yet, he confided in his doctor that he noticed his undershirts had a faint, funky odor right in the middle, even fresh out of the laundry. His doctor, after ruling out other medical issues, casually asked, "Harold, do you ever clean inside your belly button?" Harold admitted he'd never thought to. He considered it a sealed-off part of his past. He began a new, simple routine. Each day in the shower, he'd use a cotton swab dipped in mild, soapy water to gently clean the inside of his navel. Within a week, the problem that had been subtly bothering him for months was completely gone. Cleaning your belly button is a simple act that requires focused intention. You can use a soft washcloth draped over your fingertip or a cotton swab. Dip it in warm, soapy water and gently clean the interior surfaces. Then, it's equally important to rinse it thoroughly, perhaps by using a clean, wet swab. The final, crucial step is to dry it completely. Trapped moisture can lead to its own set of problems. This quick 30-second step can prevent a significant source of odor, protect your skin from irritation and infection, and keep your clothes smelling fresher for much longer. Are you finding these insights valuable so far? If this is a new perspective for you, I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel and turning on the notification bell. Your support allows us to continue creating helpful content designed to inform, inspire, and empower our community. Now, let's move forward to our third forgotten spot. This next area is a true blind spot, both literally and figuratively. It's small, out of sight, and therefore often out of mind. I'm talking about the area directly behind your ears. This small patch of skin, particularly in the delicate crease where the earlobe meets the head, can hold a surprising amount of odor-causing buildup. The skin here is dense with sebaceous glands, which produce the natural oil called sebum. This oil, combined with sweat, dead skin cells, and residue from shampoo or hair products, can create a waxy, slightly cheesy-smelling film. The smell is often subtle at first, but because of its proximity to your nose, and the noses of others who get close to you, it can be more noticeable than you realize. It's an incredibly easy spot to miss. Most of us focus on washing our face and shampooing our hair, assuming that the runoff of soapy water will take care of everything in between. However, the unique anatomy of the ear often shields this little crease, preventing a thorough rinse unless you make a conscious effort to clean there. As we get older, several factors can make this spot more problematic. Changes in hormones can sometimes lead to an increase or unevenness in scalp oil production, and that excess oil naturally migrates to the skin nearby. Furthermore, many older adults wear glasses or hearing aids. The arms of eyeglasses and the body of a hearing aid can trap moisture and oils against the skin, creating an even more occluded environment where bacteria can thrive. I remember a touching story from a gentleman named Robert, 82 years old, who lived in a vibrant retirement community in Arizona. He was a social butterfly, but he became puzzled when he noticed his young granddaughter would sometimes wrinkle her nose when she gave him a hug. He was a man who showered daily and always wore a splash of his favorite aftershave. He couldn't imagine what the issue was. During a conversation with a friend, the topic of old people smell, a term often used hurtfully but rooted in the biochemical changes of aging, came up. His friend mentioned the spot behind the ears. Robert had never, in his 8 decades of life, thought to specifically scrub there. That evening, he made it a point to use his warm, soapy washcloth and gently clean that crease. The next time he saw his granddaughter, her hug was long and unhesitating. The change, he said, was not just the absence of a smell, but the restoration of his confidence in close, intimate moments with his family. To keep this area fresh, all it takes is a conscious, mindful step in your daily washing routine. When you wash your face or hair, take an extra moment. Use your fingertips or a soft washcloth with a bit of mild soap and gently scrub the crease where your ear meets your head. Clean the back of the earlobe as well. After rinsing, be sure to pat the area completely dry. It's a habit that takes no more than 10 seconds, but can make a world of difference, especially for those who want to feel completely fresh and at ease in any social setting, from a quiet conversation to a warm embrace. Now, let's address an area that requires particular sensitivity and care, but is absolutely critical for both comfort and hygiene, especially for women, but also for men with larger chests. This is the skin under the breasts and within any chest folds. In these areas, skin rests against skin, creating a warm, moist, and dark environment with very little air circulation. This is the absolute perfect incubator for bacteria and yeast to multiply. This proliferation can lead not only to persistent, unpleasant odors, often described as musty or sour, but also to significant skin irritation known as intertrigo. This can manifest as redness, itching, a burning sensation, and even painful rashes or skin breakdown if left unmanaged. The natural effects of gravity, changes in skin elasticity over the years, and shifts in body composition can all contribute to making these skin folds deeper and more pronounced as we age. Even with a daily shower, if you are not consciously lifting the breast or skin fold to wash and, just as importantly, dry the area underneath, a film of sweat, oil, and dead skin cells will remain trapped. Over time, this produces that distinct musty odor that can be very difficult to mask with powders or perfumes, which can sometimes even worsen the irritation. I recall a consultation with a lovely woman named Barbara, 77, from Florida, who had always taken immense pride in her appearance. She mentioned a mild but persistent rash under her chest that she had been trying to treat with various creams, to no avail. During a routine checkup, her dermatologist explained that the root cause wasn't an allergy, but simple skin irritation from trapped moisture. The solution was not another prescription, but a change in her hygiene practice. Barbara began using a soft, non-abrasive washcloth to gently clean under the fold each day, rinsing carefully. The most transformative step, however, was in drying. After patting the area with a towel, she would use her hairdryer on the coolest setting for about 30 seconds to ensure the area was bone dry. She also switched to wearing more breathable cotton bras. Within a week, not only had the odor she hadn't even consciously realized was there vanished, but her skin became healthy, comfortable, and free of irritation for the first time in years. The key here is a combination of thoroughness and gentleness. When washing, you must fully lift the skin folds. Use warm water and a mild pH-balanced soap. Rinse meticulously to remove all soap residue. Then, drying is paramount. A clean, soft towel is a good start, but for many, the cool air from a hairdryer is the most effective way to remove every last trace of lingering moisture. For extra comfort, a light dusting of a non-medicated, talc-free body powder can help absorb moisture throughout the day. This small extra step in your routine can make a world of difference in how fresh, confident, and physically comfortable you feel. If you have followed along this far and can see the profound value in paying attention to these small but crucial details, please let me know. A simple comment with the number 4 below tells me that this message is resonating. And as always, if you haven't yet subscribed, doing so helps us reach and help more people just like you. Let's move on to our final and perhaps most surprisingly significant spot. Finally, we arrive at the extremities of our body, a place that interacts with the world more than any other, our fingernails and toenails. Your nails might not seem like an obvious source of body odor, but the small, protected space underneath them can become a hidden breeding ground for a host of unwelcome guests. Dirt, sweat, microscopic food particles, skin flakes, and natural oils can all become packed under the nail plate. This creates a dark, often moist environment where bacteria and fungus can thrive, developing their own distinct and unpleasant smell that can follow you throughout the day. As we age, our nails often undergo changes. They can grow thicker and more brittle, and ridges can deepen, creating more places for grime to hide. Circulation to the hands and feet can slow, which can affect nail health. Many seniors are diligent about washing their hands and feet, but they overlook the critical space beneath and around the nails. Even nails that appear perfectly clean on the surface can harbor a significant amount of buildup, especially if you enjoy activities like gardening, cooking, or even just handling paper money or newspapers. Toenails in particular often face the greatest neglect. Bending down can become more difficult with age due to stiff joints or back pain, making them hard to inspect and clean. Thickened toenails are also much harder to trim properly. When trapped inside socks and shoes for long hours, they exist in a warm, sweaty environment, which is highly conducive to fungal infections. A fungal infection, or onychomycosis, not only discolors and misshapes the nail, but also adds its own distinct sharp odor to the mix. I once knew a lady named Helen, 79, a retired school teacher in Chicago, who prided herself on her beautifully polished fingernails. She was puzzled when her son, after a hug, gently mentioned a faint, peculiar smell. She was devastated, checking her perfume, her clothes, her breath. It turned out the odor was coming from the underside of her impeccably manicured nails. The polish created a facade of cleanliness, but it didn't address the buildup underneath. After she began a new habit of using a soft nail brush and warm soapy water to gently scrub under them every evening, the problem vanished completely. She said she felt more confident shaking hands at her weekly bridge game and holding her great-grandchildren's hands. Keeping your nails fresh is a matter of consistent, gentle attention. For your fingernails, use a soft nail brush or even the corner of a washcloth to scrub underneath them daily, paying special attention after activities like preparing food or working in the garden. For toenails, soaking your feet in warm water for about 10 minutes once a week can soften them, making them easier to clean and trim. Always keep your toenails trimmed straight across to prevent ingrown nails. And of course, ensuring your socks and shoes are clean and dry is fundamental. If bending is a challenge, consider investing in a long-handled brush, or, even better, scheduling regular visits with a podiatrist for professional care. This isn't just a cosmetic issue, it's a matter of health. Taking care of your nails is about protecting yourself from infection and ensuring you feel clean and put together from head to toe. The truth is, staying truly fresh and clean as we age is a delicate art. It isn't just about the frequency of our showers or the brand of soap we use. It is about paying loving attention to the overlooked details, the small sanctuaries of our bodies that most people, young and old, forget entirely. These places may be small in surface area, but their impact on our overall sense of well-being is immense. When you take the time to consciously and gently care for them, you are performing a profound act of self-respect. You are not just preventing odor, you are preserving your dignity and honoring the body that has carried you through a lifetime. I have met so many older friends and clients who believed their hygiene routine was perfectly adequate, only to be astonished at how much fresher, lighter, and more confident they felt after incorporating just a few of these simple extra steps. You do not need to overhaul your entire life or adopt a complicated, time-consuming regimen. You simply need to be consistent, gentle, and mindful. These small, deliberate acts of care build upon each other, culminating in a feeling of self-assurance that no cologne, perfume, or fancy lotion can ever replicate. Think of it this way: when you know deep down that you have cared for yourself thoroughly and lovingly, you walk into a room differently. You stand a little taller. You smile a little more easily. You connect more freely and authentically with the people around you. You are no longer burdened by a nagging subconscious worry about whether someone will notice something unpleasant. Instead, you are fully present in the moment, engaged in the conversation, and open to the joy of human connection. So, as you go through your days, I encourage you to hold this thought. Cleanliness is more than a habit. It is an investment in your comfort, your relationships, and your fundamental sense of self-worth. It is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to nurture yourself at any age, but especially in these years when comfort, confidence, and dignity matter more than ever. Thank you for joining me in this important and heartfelt conversation today. Your presence and attention are deeply appreciated. I would love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below and share one thing you learned or found surprising today, and perhaps how you plan to incorporate it into your life. Reading your stories and insights gives us tremendous motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please show your support by giving it a like, subscribing to the channel, and sharing it with someone who might benefit. Your support is what helps us continue creating good, meaningful content designed to inform and inspire. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.